what has been the one thing that came up that was perhaps the most controversial? Like, I know my friend Sam Harris was trying to get you guys to ban Donald Trump. He was saying if you follow your terms of service.
I just did a podcast with him actually as well. Should come out today or tomorrow.
He's a fascinating guy, Sam Harris. I love him to death. But what he was trying to do was like saying, hey, he's threatening nuclear war. Like he's saying, hey, Korea, my bombs are bigger than your bombs. Like, what else does the guy have to do to get you to remove him from the platform? When you guys saw that, what was your reaction to that? And was there an internal discussion about actually banning the president of the United States?
Well, so two things there. One, it was the context that presidents of this country have used similar language in different mediums. They use it on radio. They use it on television. It's not just through Twitter. And even if you were to look at the presidency of Obama, it wasn't exactly the same tone in this exact same language, but there were threats around the same country. And we have to take that context into consideration. So the second thing is that we need the most controversial aspect of our rules and our terms of service is probably this clause around public interest and newsworthiness, where powerful figures or public figures might be in violation of our terms of service, but the tweet itself is of public interest.
Yes.
There should be a conversation around it. And that is probably the thing that people disagree with the most, and where we have a lot of internal debate. But we also have some pretty hard lines. If we had a global leader, including the President of the United States, make a violent threat against a private individual, we would take action. We always have to balance that with, like, is this something that the public has interest in? And I believe generally the answer is yes. It's not going to be in every case, but generally the answer is yes, because we should see how our leaders think and how they act.
And essentially,
that informs voting. That informs the conversation. That informs whether we think they're doing the right job, or we think that they should be voted out.
Well, it's very important to see how someone uses that platform, and when someone uses it the way he uses it, and then becomes president and continues to use it that way, that's when people are like, "What?"
He's been consistent. I think he joined in 2009, 2012, and you look at all of his tweets all the way back then, and it's pretty consistent to today.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to insult people on Twitter. It's fun for him.
He does.
It's just I never thought he would keep doing it. I thought once he became president, maybe he'd just lock it down, try to do a good job for the country, and then, after 4 years or 8 years, just go back to his old self. Fuck you, fuck the world, fuck this.
Yeah.
But no, he's just. It's just, in one way, it's hilarious. See, as a comedian, I think it's awesome because it's so hilariously stupid. It's so preposterous that he even has the time to talk about Jeff Bezos's affair and the fact that he got caught with the National Enquirer getting text messages and calls him Jeff Bozo. Like, don't you have shit to do, man?
Yes.
But as a comedian, I am a gigantic fan of folly, almost against my better judgment. I like watching I like watching disasters. I like watching chaos. When I see nonsense like that, I'm like, oh Jesus! I'm drawn like a moth to a flame. But on the other part of me is like, man, this sets a very bizarre tone for the entire country, because one of the things about Obama, like Obama or hate Obama, was he was very measured, very articulate, obviously very well educated, and I think that aspect of his presidency was very good for all of us because he represented something that was of a very high standard in terms of his ability to communicate, his access to words, the way he measured his words and held himself. I think that's good for us. Like,
it's aspirational.
Well, it's like, look at that guy. He's talks better than me. That's why he's the president. But you know, when you see Trump, he doesn't talk better than me. He doesn't use Twitter better. He's just this fucking madman.
But isn't it important to understand that
Yes,
and to see it
exactly.
and hopefully that informs opinions and actions?
100%. That's my point. That's my point, is like that this is this weird gray area where I think overall I definitely support your decision to not ban him for violating your terms of service. Like we need to know.